Traditionally, this season is about making the holidays magical for everyone, except for yourself. Well, this is a shortcut towards burnout. And when we're burned out, that can make the people we love most suffer. Here to help us kick the stress and anxiety during these times is therapist, author, and speaker, Kaitlin Soule. Kaitlin, thank you so much for joining us again here on Live in the Bay. So good to see you.
Thanks for having me. I always love coming.
Yeah, it's so awesome to talk about this topic that we definitely need to discuss. When it comes to burnout, especially for parents, why is this so prevalent during the holidays?
Yes, I think the reason why it's so prevalent is because there's just such high expectations kind of all the time for parents, let's be real, but during the holiday season to make it magical and special, and there's just so much to do, and we forget that if we want the holidays to truly feel magical and special, we actually have to take care of ourselves. So I have some ideas on ways that we can do that.
Wonderful. Well, let's get right into it. What is one of the first ways that when it comes to avoiding that burnout that we can do that?
Yeah. So the first thing I like to think about for myself and with my clients is this idea of how do I want the holidays to feel, and what do I need to do to make that happen? A lot of times we get off track based on what we think it should feel like or be like based on, societal expectations or maybe what our family wants from us, and we forget what we actually want. So we ask ourselves these two questions. How do I want it to feel, and what do I need to, have happen for that to take place? So it's like, what boundaries need to be in place? So for example, if I want the holiday to feel fun and relaxing, then I'm going to need to think about ways to kind of maybe have Christmas morning or whatever holiday it is you celebrate be a little looser. Maybe we hang out in our jammies, maybe we all go for a hike after we open gifts. I don't know, not everybody's hikers, but these ways that we can think about what is actually in line with my values and how am I going to make that happen? And a lot of times that does mean setting boundaries with other people in your life who may have different feelings about how they think the holiday should go.
I love that key word there. You said boundaries. Why are boundaries so critical when it comes to your own mental health?
Yes, such a big question, but because they are the things that protect our mental health. And a lot of times boundaries, unfortunately that word boundaries gets this like negative connotation, like we're being mean or something. But boundaries are the way that we can actually have really healthy relationships, both with ourselves and with other people. So I think boundaries get a bad rap when you're on the receiving end of them, but they are really critical. For example, if we're wanting to, keep time for ourselves and maybe our nuclear family on the holiday, to set a boundary around, for example, like, hey, we're going to come to your holiday party or we're going to come to the holiday event, but we're going to be leaving promptly by 7 p.m., right? So it's a way to respect yourself and the things that matter the most to you.
Yeah. And honestly, one of those boundaries that you could create for yourself, even within your own marriage, is not being the only parent that feels responsible to take all of the action on just by yourself.
Yes, I say don't be the one to do it all. And I know that that's really complicated. We have a society and a system in place that still really seems to lean heavily on, in the traditional sense, like moms to carry the load. And I think we're trying to change that. And one thing that I love, one thing that I use in my own life and that I encourage my clients to use and help implement is something called the fair play method. I don't know if this is something that you've heard of, but it's a book that was written by Eve Rodsky. It became a New York Times bestselling book. And it helped gamify this kind of idea of sharing the mental load of parenthood. And so fair play is a system that helps us save time. And so I really, even if it's not fair play, I suggest that you as a couple or a family unit think of a way that you can better share the load. And that means having conversations like before the day of, right? Or before the season. Like, what do we want it to look like? What does that mean needs to happen, right? Like mom can't be the only one doing all the shopping or cooking all the food, or, so making sure that you're creating an environment that's more equitable. And that's going to really help everyone's mental health in the family.
And when it comes to the holidays especially, we definitely want to make them special, but we don't want to idolize the holiday and just uplift it to where it's the most important thing.
Yes, yeah. I always say, like, it's one day. And I know it's not just one day. I know it's a whole season. But I sort of think of it as like the whole wedding phenomenon. You're like, oh, my wedding day, and great, it should be magical and special, but it really is just one day. And so we want the holiday season to feel special and fun or whatever it is that we want it to feel, but we want to remember that it's not worth like you know, sacrificing our relationships and our mental health for this one day. So I say, let it go if things don't go to plan. Like I always say, lower the bar when it comes to these kind of things. Let's just lower the bar.
Just lower the bar just a little bit.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the holidays, that's a different experience for every person, especially some people who suffer tragedies or go through this world and the times that we're living in. We're constantly hearing tragic things happening. So as a parent, what piece of advice would you have to give to other parents out there who are going through these things during the holidays, especially? How do they handle this with their children?
Yes, such a good question. I say the first place to start and the first thing I try and remember is I have to regulate myself before I can really go into these difficult conversations with my children. That means like maybe taking a couple deep breaths, thinking about what it is you want to say about a topic, say like suicide prevention or anything heavy like that. We ground ourselves first. We remember that we don't have to have all the answers. We can stay curious with our children. The number one thing that children want to hear is that they're safe in this moment and that you're open to listening to them and being there for them. So you can always say, this is hard, I'm here with you, let's figure this out together.
Just honesty.
Yeah.
Honesty is so important. Well, thank you so much, Kaitlin. It was such a pleasure as usual, and you're just giving us so many wonderful tips. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course.